Arm yourselves, America. This is the Fitters Live on Mojo 50. You can find us anywhere and everywhere that you listen to podcasts, but we are exclusive to Mojo 50 live broadcasting on iHeartRadio. If you want to hear more, you want to see more, go to doaeshow.com, doaeshow.com. You can also go to the /shop on that website, and you can find so many wonderful things, gifts, bags, shirts, hoodies, zip-ups, coffee mugs. Oh my gosh, I have so many different things over there that you can look at, pay attention to, or buy. It is amazing, and you should, because I did all the design work, and you should respect that. You should love me for that. Love me, America. No, I'm just messing with you guys. Jeremy, good to see you. Roz, Lynn, wonderful days here. Got some other people on the MeWe's joining in. I'll tell you what, man, it has been a crazy week overall. I am in my place, and all of my kids are at the grandparents, and it is amazing. It is the quietest time it has ever been, and I love it. But I know that it's very, very few and far between, and it's not going to last that long. So get it while the getting's good, as the rest of them say. So before we get started, guys, remember, go to Tar River Arms. Tar River Arms is traguns.com. traguns.com. If you go there and you buy something, let them know that Steven over at Mojo 50 sent you. Tar River Arms is America's virtual gun store. They are the best at what they do. They have the 3D interactive technology. You can spin that gun any which way to find everything. Plus, you can zoom in to the nth degree with their HD camera setup, so you can see everything. You can see the color spectrums that are in the gun, if it's multifaceted. If it's not quite black, if it's a gunmetal, you'll be able to tell. You can see everything. It's almost as good as holding it in your hand. Almost as good. So go there today. Great guns, great prices, and great service. It's not only that, but it's also veteran-run and owned. Kurt is an amazing fella. He is great at what he does. And you should respect that out of a man. Good at the task at hand. Not only that, but they have layaway options and everything available to you. So go to traguns.com. Tell them that Steven over at Mojo 50 sent you. And have a blessed evening with those weapons. So, lots of things going on. We've got a ton of crap hitting the show. But I tell you, Rocky, Raquel Lee, I'm sorry that your Spectrum is screwing up. It's not your fault. It's just your internet's. It's just your internet's. You know what else isn't your fault? Men. Men are not your fault. And you know what? I have a feminist I want you guys to hear, because she believes that men are the problem of the world. Check it out.
We need to kill all men. I am sick of being a baby factory that produces more men that will just, in the future, subjugate me. So the only answer to that is to kill male babies and just kill any man that you see, like in the streets, like any swinging dick. Just kill him, because
I want to point out, she didn't just say like any something or other. She said any swinging dick, just kill them. Any swinging dick. Now this video we posted it about 20 minutes ago on our Facebook page over at DOA Show. Go check it out if you want to actually see what she looks like. But she's not bars. We
want the species to go on, but we want it only to go on with women in it. So that's what we have to do. That's the only way to keep the human race going, is with just women.
Just women. With just women is the only way that you can keep the human race going, except for the fact that without men, you can't keep the human race going. That's all. That's all, folks. You can't have the human race without one of the two without one of the two sexes. Let me put it that way. One of the two sexes, because we're not talking about genders here. We're talking about biology. You will eventually run out of semen. I know it's hard to believe that somehow Someday in our lifetimes or in a lifetimes beyond ours, the world will run out of semen if you get rid of men, but it will. Doesn't matter how much you freeze right now. It won't matter. A world with only women stops to be a human world. Because women can't, there's no asexual recreation there. Yeah, that's toxic feminism. That is correct. Whoever posted from Mojo 50 site, because everybody uses Mojo 50. I'm guessing that's either Ron or Doc maybe. But that's right, Mojo 50. It's toxic feminism. This woman wants to kill. And by the way, the thought process and the feelings of that effort, that position that she has, kill every blank. That's actually a masculine trait being purveyed in a feminist. You see, true women don't kill with violence like that. They don't kill with violence. If you are a female, the genetic tolerance and the trade-off for that is not a physical violent mannerism. Oh, it's Jeremy. Okay. Jeremy, switch over to your main account so I can actually see that it's you. Dude, come on, man. Click the button. You cannot. It's just genetically. That is a masculine feature in you, Miss Feminist. That is a male-dominant trait that you are carrying and harboring in your life. I mean you no offense, but it's the truth. Violent action and outbursts is a male feature, is a more masculine feature of the world. And the fact that you are purveying the idea that you want to kill all men by any means necessary, everyone that has a swinging dick walking around, you are saying that you want to actually epitomize everything out there. You want to kill all men, which means you really want to kill all life. Which makes sense if you live in New York, because guess what? They just decided late-term abortion is fine and dandy, and of course, I'm sure that everybody here knows that. Everybody here knows that. Because you're listening to this channel. You're listening to Mojo 50. We've been covering this stuff as it hits. You listen to other talk shows. You listen to other radio. You watch the news. You actually understand what's going on. You keep yourself informed. So you know that New York is going to hell. And you know that this woman, whoever she is, because she's crazy nut bars, and we don't know who she is, but the video is getting passed around, and we decided to post it on our site. This woman is going to convey such violence and devastation on the opposite sex of her race. Because, by the way, one race. I'm going to say that again. One race. Human. Human race. That is it. We are human. There is nothing else. There are one race, two sexes. Gender is a construct based upon a faulty system of psychiatry. That's it. One race, two sexes. Everything else is you screwed up in the head. Speaking of screwed up in the head, a Trump announcement, everybody. Trump announcement, the latest on the Trump stuff, everything that's breaking down. I know you guys want to know about it. Of course, I'm sure you have heard a little bit about it, but here's the Trump announcement. Trump has announced that he plans to reopen the government for 3 weeks so that they can then come to an actual conclusion and figure out a bill to help pay for the wall and the border funding without having everybody out of work, because why not put everybody back to work that actually are considered unnecessary? Why not give them back all the money that they haven't earned over the past month, because you've already signed a bill that says when you do actually fund the government for whatever period of time, it has to include back pay for all of these people. Why? Because it's been a month. It has been a month. And very, very soon, you're going to start hearing the sob stories. I already have seen a few of them. Oh, we're going to get evicted from our thing. Oh, our electricity is going to get cut off. It's been 1 month. 1. You can't live 1 month? You make more than the average American. You make more than 60% of the American populace working for the government, and you don't have the money for 1 month to hold up? You're behind already on all of your stuff more than 1 month? Don't lie to us to scare everybody. If it had been 3 months, yeah, I can see that being an issue. But if it's been 3 months and you're still furloughed, why didn't you find a job? It's been a month and you're still furloughed. Why haven't you found another job? Because you know that once the furlough's over, you're going to get all that sweet, precious cash from taxpayer money. Don't come talk to me. If you are furloughed from the government, don't send me stories. Don't make stories about, oh, my electricity is going to get cut off, and my daughter who's on a ventilator, she's going to die if our electricity gets cut off because she has a tube down her throat that's being confected. No, she's not. Your electricity is not going to get cut off. You want to know why? Because you have an emergency situation, okay? Because you have a child that is literally dependent on the electricity in your house to be on for her to breathe. And if you haven't gone to your electric company and you haven't told them about the situation because it's a medical-based emergency, if you haven't set that up, you are a worse parent than anybody else out here. You are almost as bad as parents that decide to take their kids and put them under gender reconstructive surgery at the age of 5. If you're going to tell me that your electricity is going to get cut off after not even a month in, why? Why? Why is your electricity due? Past due. I know why mine gets like that. Sometimes I forget and I got to pay back due. And, it takes time. I get it. But why is yours? Why haven't you set up with the electrical company? Because that is a necessary and viable option. Why haven't you talked to your landlords? Why haven't you talked to your banks that own your houses? Why are you coming to us and the media and everybody else and saying, "Oh God, oh no, oh no, we're all going to die because we're furloughed and we can't get another job doing anything else"? If you can't get another job doing anything else other than an unnecessary job from the government, then I'm sorry, but you need to go to a workers program and find out what you are capable of. That's right, Nicole. You're supposed to have an emergency fund. You're supposed to have an emergency fund. I understand that most generations up until now really haven't taken a set of that. And by that, I mean every generation after my grandparents. Every generation after my grandparents, they didn't care about having an emergency fund because they had credit cards. You can set up an emergency fund. You can set aside a couple $100s a month. You can, if you tried. You need to budget your money. You need to be more responsible fiscally. You need to make sure that you're taken care of. I would highly recommend doing Dave Ramsey's course. Total Money Makeover. That course. He has a whole system videos and everything else to walk you through step by step on how to do it, how to budget, how to get everything done, all of those things. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should take this time while you're off and doing absolutely nothing, sitting in your house, because why would you actually try and find another job in a place where you're not going to get fired every 2 weeks because of a government shutdown? Since you're not doing that, why don't you budget your money? Why don't you go through your stuff? Why don't you set up your systems? Why don't you make sure that that everything is in place so you have an emergency setup system? So if something like this would happen again, you knew. Because when you get a job and you're non-essential personnel, you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are going to be furloughed for at least part of the time during the year, in which case you will then get all of your money back after a short period of time. So why didn't you do that? Why are you sitting on news networks and getting your story out there saying that, well, we're just going to do this and we're going to complain and tell everybody about it? I don't know why you're doing that, but I know there's something that you can do to change that. You can change yourself. And for everybody else out there, for those guys that are still listening, I know it's like 5 people now, but that's okay. You should switch to Patriot Mobile. Go to patriotmobile.com or call them at 1-800-A-PATRIOT. That's 1-800-272-8746. If you want to support your values at a value cost, make changes that connect to a cause that you desire, go to Patriot Mobile today. Stop funding Planned Parenthood. Stop funding Big Mobile. Get crazy fast, super reliable service nationwide for your cell phone coverage. It's easy to switch. You can keep your numbers. You can even keep your cell phone. They pay up to $500 on a buyout per line, $1,500 per account credit. Don't just get a plan because you're there. Go to patriotmobile.com. Make sure that you stop funding Big Mobile. Make sure that with everything else that you have, you can get unlimited plans here. That's 1-800-A-PATRIOT. That's 1-800-272-8746. Every dollar you spend counts toward something. Figure it out. Get it taken care of. PatriotMobile.com. So there's a 24-hour fitness. 24-hour fitness happened. Had this major issue happening this past month, and on the 24-hour fitness, apparently, no certain time to call, Whiskey, by the way. If you wanna ring in, you can ring in. It's no problem. You know my number. You got my number. Ring it in. But a 24-hour fitness is now being sued by a grieving wife. Sued for $13 million in a lawsuit against the gym, claiming that the workers on duty, the single employee on duty, had no idea how to respond to an emergency situation, mainly because they're literally just front desk clerks and toilet people. That's all they do. Like a 24-hour fitness, they're not there to make sure that you are going to be safe. They're there to just check you in. That's not their job. But the lawsuit, which was filed on Wednesday, alleges that the 24-hour fitness in Portland, Oregon, because that's where everything good happens. No, I'm talking about Whiskey 6. He might come on. He might come on, Erica, if he wants to call me. Whiskey can call me if he wants to. He knows my Skype. There he is. I pled you on.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Whiskey, what's up, bro?
Hey, so I wanted to pose a question about this crazy lady with the white.
The crazy
Mrs.
Feminist?
Frost.
The crazy feminist. Yeah, she has the white hair and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this video today, and I had to watch it like 3 times, and just to make sure I was hearing her correctly. And yeah, like she said, every swinging dick, just kill him. Oh, okay, so she's on the left. Obviously, it's obvious.
Yes,
she's crazy.
Yes.
So let's just assume she has no children. I can't imagine having that for a mom, but maybe a niece or a nephew or something. Let's say a niece of hers decides that they identify as a little boy, and they want to have a little transition.
Okay.
Well, what's she going to think? Well, you can't have men.
Yeah, right. You can't have men.
How's she going to react to that?
Well, I'm sorry. She's going to have to react with a very simple plea of, if you do it, I'm going to kill you.
Well, pretty much. I mean, that if she stands by what she says, sure.
Yeah. If you pull it, I will kill you.
Whoa. We need a bell, Steven.
Oh, there you go. That's
there it is.
There it is.
Very good.
Yeah, I really don't think she's thought this through very much. I mean, if her little niece wants to keep it swinging, I can't say whether or not she's going to allow it.
Well, it's like she's going to disown him or something, if nothing else.
Disowns him? Disowns him?
Well, yeah, right, yes, Zim. Right, absolutely. Zim, yes. Zimze are crazy.
You know, it sounds more like scat jazz. Zim zap zip 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 zap. You know, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. What is this person gonna do? I mean, it's not like Zim would be able to do anything, but at the same point in time, you're not gonna get this setup. You're not going to get a person that's saying, "Oh yeah, not a problem. You do whatever you want." But no, this is a radical feminist. This is the same thing as a radical Islamist.
Yeah, well, and it also begs the question, a few questions maybe, but one is, how many people actually agree with her and are willing? I wouldn't think that they would try to seriously do this, but I mean, in their minds, who's actually say, yeah, absolutely, we should do this? I'm guessing on the left that there's men who think that. Oh well, we're toxic.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's
white guys out there who say that. Yes, and there's white men who think that they have privilege.
Right.
It is so much Bravo Sierra. They are literally clinically insane. They have to be.
Well, it's not really clinically insane. Okay,
the psychologists.
So here's the thing. It's not clinically insane. And the reason why I say that is because it's full indoctrination. Okay? What is going on is that from a very young age, in elementary school, folks, in elementary school, they are starting to teach this crap to our kids. Not only is it that you can choose your genders, that you can do all this, but that men are toxic and white is toxic, and that, you know, being white or celebrating whiteness, I'm using the air quotes, celebrating whiteness is deadly, and that you need to do diversity and everything else. And you know what? What they're really praising is never an actual diverse option. What they're praising is the idea that the only thing that makes you diverse is your chosen gender or your skin color. And that's it.
Yeah. You know, it's been, I don't know, a couple months ago, I suppose. My wife and I were out to dinner one evening, and we were waiting for a table, and we were sitting at the bar, and there was a lady sitting next to me. Mm-hmm. I started talking to her, and somehow we got onto well, you know what? She was really nice, but she just didn't understand. She started talking about how, and now this is a white lady. She's talking about how white people are evil. And I kind of I sat back in my chair, and I looked over to I'm in the middle, right? She's on my left and my wife's on my right. I looked at my wife, and her eyebrows kind of raised up, and I looked back at her, and you're crazy.
You're crazy. And that music right there means that it's time for a commercial break.
All right. Hey, have a good evening.
You too, brother.
All right.
I mean, it's not that I'm trying to get a bunch of people on. I just, I know there are some people in the audience and that you guys talk to that actually have the Skype, and I think I posted it out there on the MeWe chat rooms, or at least on one of them anyway. And I'm okay with you guys calling the Skypes as long as you're not interrupting everything full stop. But then again, I mean, he just interrupted everything full stop. Whatever. It's just a show. It's not like it's anything, and it made good content. So what the hell, Erica? Yeah. Then in 8th grade, your daughter and her friends get in a car and after school and tell boys had anal sex in the bathroom during lunch. Yay, public school. That's really weird. Why would... It's 8th grade. Stop it, Erica. I don't want to know about that. Jeez. Man, I've got an 8-year-old daughter. She's going to be in that grade soon enough. I don't want to think about that. That's... Oh. Makes me feel all... Ugh. Jeez. It's Friday, everything goes. That's right, it's Friday, everything goes. How dare whiskey assume that person's gender? I don't know. Maybe because whiskey wants to assume somebody's gender. Oh well. That's just how it is. Yeah, I know, right? I can scat. Isn't that crazy? I can do a little bit of the soft shoe too. It's no big deal. It's just how it is. Raised myself in theater. And we're back. This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. You can find us on iHeartRadio on the Mojo 50 channel. And you can find us pretty much anywhere else you want to go on podcast. If you want to find a Defenders of American Exceptionalism, it's Defenders Live. You can find us on Google Play now. We're on the Spreakers. We're on a couple of other new platforms. So yay to that. Amazing things as it unfurls. I'm still waiting on Apple, I think. They never sent me a reply email, and that's really awkward. It's been forever. So maybe one day I'll get on Apple, but I've got on everywhere else. Yay! If you have something that you want us to be on, if you have a podcast that's your favorite podcast channel that you want us to be on, and you want to hear replays and things like that, send me a message. You can go through just the Facebook page, or you can MeWe or Skype, or you can send it to me on the Twitters over at the at DOA Show on Twitter. By the way, use that hashtag. I see what you did there. If you've learned anything today at the show, or if you ever find anything funny on the Twitters, that's what Erica does. She finds things that are funny and she sends it to us, and it's amazing. Speaking of Erica, before we get back to the regularly scheduled program, Erica over the commercial break here, apparently she wanted to regale us about a story that happened today at her kid's high school. You see, apparently her daughter, who's in the 8th grade, and her friends got in the car after school today, and they were telling her about 2 boys during lunch having anal sex with each other. Apparently it happened today, and that's not awkward at all. Not an awkward conversation at all to have with your daughters. I'm just saying, that is really weird. Tagline need to go above my head, RV, so we can see the alien microphone. No, you're not getting the tagline above my head. You get the tagline below my face. That's what you get. The tagline below my face. If you don't like it, don't take it. It's there. So anyway, back to the regular scheduled program. There was a 24-hour fitness in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon decided that the lady in Portland, Oregon, whose husband was working out at this 24-hour fitness, he got into some sort of accident. What was it? See, 62-year-old collapsed on a treadmill sometime between 5:10 and 5:30, according to the lawsuit obtained by the Oregonian. Another person in the gym was working out behind the guy and then searched for the employees who they found in the bathroom, but the worker didn't understand what to really do in the situation. They panicked as well. They didn't immediately call 911, and it took them, and they didn't automatically get the external defibrillators, which are on every wall because you have to have them in places where you work out. Or in North Carolina, you actually have to have them in any place that houses more than 100 folks. You have to have a defibrillator somewhere so that if something should happen, you were able to get it quickly. Apparently, that person didn't understand the guidelines or the safety equipment or how to use the safety equipment. So when the medics got there, the man was already passed away, and they were not able to resuscitate him. The wife, who is grieving, is suing the entire company for $13 million. I don't know if she's going to get $13 million. That seems rather like a rather large amount of money. But then again, your husband of 34 years just passed away inside of one of their facilities, and there was a potential chance that he could have been saved if the person was trained properly. More than likely, what this means is that your local 24-hour fitness will soon be shut down for training purposes as they teach all of their employees about safety, what to do in a crisis situation, and how to take care of the customers other than just going, boop, okay, thank you, here's your card. Boop, here's your card. Boop, okay, have fun. Boop, you can't get a towel. Boop, that sort of deal. But one day maybe. Maybe when they're not cleaning toilets. Maybe when they're not checking badges, they'll actually look out and say, okay, maybe we should actually look into some safety measures and making sure that everybody understands how to use them. Because that would be amazing. An Alabama man serving a life sentence for sex trafficking escaped a maximum security prison. This seems like a good point in time to stop for a second and say, go to charitymagnets.com. CharityMagnets.com, if you use the promo code MOJO, you get $5 off on the purchase. Plus, Charity Magnets, they design and produce some of the most beautiful, high-quality products for law enforcement supporters and their enthusiasts. Their communities include not only law enforcement professionals and their families, but the first responders, the corrections officers, members of the military, private citizens as well, the ones that are dedicated to honor and integrity and helping others in times of need. Your support is sincerely valued by the brave men and women of law enforcement. If you go there, every purchase that is made over at CharityMagnets.com, a small portion goes to Cops for Kids with Cancer. If you do that, they've given over $2.5 million in donations so far. Go to CharityMagnets.com, use the promo code MOJO, get $5 off. Plus, you'll know that some of your money is going to a wonderful cause. So an Alabama man serving a life sentence for sex trafficking has escaped. So Corey Aris Davis, 30 years old, was not in his cell at the St. Clair Correctional Facility in Springville during his security check at 8 p.m. Central Time, Department of Corrections said in a statement. The members of the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office and the tracking dogs from the Alabama Corrections probed the Lauderdale area Thursday afternoon and notified all authorities, the Times Daily reported. The woman said she believed she saw an inmate at an intersection in town. So there was apparently a sighting of this man, unlike the UFOs, where they could kind of pinpoint his location for a short period of time anyway. Davis was assigned to work details inside of the prison, and other inmates and workers at the prison saw him that day, the statement said. Investigators were working to determine how he escaped. Apparently, he was sentenced to life in prison in 2017 for 2 charges of human trafficking, and Lauderdale records have shown he's a human trafficker. He's one of the guys that I would look at and say he needs to be shot on sight. He's taking people into slavery. He's a slave trader. He's not a human trafficker. He's a slave trader. He's a man that takes people, enslaves them, and then sells them for money. And he does it in the United States. A court document showed that prosecutors dismissed other charges that included sexual torture, rape, sodomy, kidnapping, and burglary because David pled guilty to the human trafficking charge. The inmate previously served time in charges of theft, arson, burglary, and breaking and entering in a vehicle. State officials sought a life sentence under the Alabama Habitual Offenders Act. No, at this point in time, he's upgraded. He's not just a habitual offender. He has gone to a separate level. This man should have been put to death, not on death row. He should have been sentenced to death then and there and given 5 days. Why 5 days? Because 5 days to make peace with God. Because God has given the authority among men that if you do these sort of crimes, man has authority from God, rightfully so, to put you to your death. You want to know the reason why I'm okay with the death penalty but not okay with abortion? It is just that. There is no reason, there is no time, no place that a child has ever done anything to constitute being aborted. But there are many times, in many cases, where an adult has put into place actions, consequences that they could have avoided if they hadn't have done the actions that they had. While I agree, Jeremy, death now. Give him 5 days, though. 5 days to come to terms with God. Why? Because everyone deserves that. Yes, you're going to be put to death. But you should reconcile your life first. No matter how bad you were. Let's liven this up, guys. RightOnGame.com. Why RightOnGame.com? Because mocking the left feels so right. If you go to RightOnGame.com, use the promo code MOJO50, you get a 10% off discount on the game. And you need to check out, while you're there, on the website, they have a whole new instruction set for just drinking game options. Yes! Because let's face it, liberals are offended by everything. They have a zero sense of humor. But you can make fun of them in the most hilarious fashions. They have categories such as race hustle, wussifications of America, earth snobs, Hollywood hypocrisies, millennial entitlements, feminism follies like the one I just mentioned at the first of the show, and so many more. Trigger warning, microaggressions are contained in the box. If you are a millennial snowflake, you will be offended by its contents. Retreat to your safe space now. RightOnGame.com. Use the promo code MOJO50. Get 10% off on the game. Plus, while you're on the website, go check out their instructions for the drinking game version. New to Mattel. That's right, Johnny. They are unborn and they are innocent. They are innocent and unborn. Wendy, I posted an actual lantern procedure. Yeah, I saw Wendy. I did not click it. I did not late term. Yes, I did not click the image because I don't need to see that again. I have seen it before. It brought me to furious anger, and I don't want to see it again. So I'm not going to see it again. But if you want to see a late term abortion and what happens on it, go to Wendy Vega on the Facebook page. She posted a video. I don't want to post it. Much respect, though, Wendy. Much respect. Spotify. Speaking of people on the right getting censored, Spotify has decided to remove all PragerU content, including their commercials that they've paid for. The music streaming platform Spotify has removed PragerU's advertisements from its platform, noting that the content does not comply with the company's editorial policies. Doesn't comply with their editorial policies. See, the content is too spot on to the truth for Spotify. See, Spotify is all about music and genre. It's not about, it's about storytelling, not about reality. Quote, our policy team has re-reviewed the ads that you have submitted through the ad studio and determined that the content of the ads do not comply with the editorial policies. The DCNF saw a copy of the email. That's the Daily Caller News. Saw a copy of the email, which also alluded to another non-compliance issues. Quote, our policy team has made the decision to stop all existing ads and not approve new ads coming through in the future as well. Please let us know if you have any questions or require further clarification. Yes, we do have more questions, and yes, we do need further clarification because I thought that Spotify was a place where everybody was welcome. Apparently, we were wrong. This is just the latest in hits against Prager University. I know you guys have heard about PragerU. It's been going on for over 2.5 years. They've been fighting with YouTube and Facebook and everybody else. They actually have lawsuits going on right now. And the fact that they have been put into a situation to where every platform is trying to kill them tells me that their stuff is on point. If you haven't seen a PragerU video, you should go see a PragerU video. If you haven't gone to PragerU, I think it's PragerU.com, you should go to PragerU.com. And while I'm talking about websites, go to MojoCon.org, MojoCon.org. Because you should go to MojoCon. It's in May. It's the very beginning of May. Come with us. $25 a ticket. They've got hotel rooms set up. They don't have all the hotel rooms set up, but they have some hotel rooms set up. They've got a campsite available in other places where you can go. Come join us. Come join the Jackhole Nation down in Fort Worth, Texas. It'll be amazing. It'll be fun times. I'm going to be there. Got my plane tickets and everything. Me and the wives. It's going to be fun. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Why are you going to deplatform somebody that's already been continually deplatformed over and over and over again for the exact same reason that everybody else has been deplatforming, except for the fact that you are by yourself? One of the most liberal organizations run by most liberal organizations known to man. And now the funny thing is, there's another thing that's going on. Apparently Facebook, which has WhatsApp, the Facebook Messenger, and Instagram, they're going to revamp the WhatsApp app, which, by the way, that's really, really odd to say, because Facebook owns WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger, which obviously makes sense. But they're going to revamp them all so they all look basically look and work almost the exact same, which is going to be great. No, it's not. So look out for that. That's going to happen very soon. That'll be fun. Wonderful times. Miss Ocasio-Cortez has gotten in a Twitter feud with the Washington Post fact-checkers of all sorts. What the heck? Apparently, Miss Ocasio-Cortez said something like, I think it's wrong that the vast majority of the country doesn't make a living wage. I think it's wrong that you can work 100 hours and not feed your kids. I think it's wrong that corporations like Walmart and Amazon can get paid by the government, essentially experience a wealth transfer from the public for paying people less than minimum wage. What? What? What the hell is wrong with you? She was then fact-checked. I did the guitar strum, Rocky. I did the guitar strum. Here, I'll give you another one. Ocasio-Cortez. I did the guitar strum. Don't patronize me. Ocasio-Cortez, she has been doing so many things, has so much media following, so much Twitter content. She's on the mind of every person in America, and she keeps on saying things that she cannot defend. In another tweet, she says, quote, I don't think billionaires should concentrate wealth while employing people who are sleeping in cars working a zillion hours to survive. Next day, Quote, that will be 10 Pinocchios to Ocasio. Zillion is not a number I found. Someone who slept in a tent, not a car. See, this was by a fact checker, Kessler. Glenn Kessler of the Washington Post. And he's been basically dogging her with the fact checks over every little issue, which is funny to me because it's the WAPO. It's the WAPO. Let me see. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says, if the point of fact-checking is to enforce some objective standards, why would Glenn Kessler, WP, use Walmart-funded think tanks as reference material for wage fairness? Glenn, check the name of the author. Jason Furman, the chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors under Obama. He's someone I have known for 20-plus years, and he is simply citing some basic economics. I included the link only because his decision of the economics was detailed and thorough. Another one from AOC. Revolving door politics doesn't care what admin a person worked for. The truth is, many folks come to the government to collect a title and leave to collect a lobbyist check. WAPO itself touched on this by covering the Harvard orientation. You're legitimizing that by citing this study. Glenn replies, he's no lobbyist. Here's his bio. This kept going on, and Jason Furman, the guy that set up the paper, he responded, "Thanks for the respect. The paper was done in a conference with the Center for American Progress." Somebody that normally would back somebody like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her crap. And it keeps on going. She's she's the Energizer Bunny, guys. That's what she does. She just keeps on ticking. Even if she gets a licking. And I really hope nobody's taking a licking to her. Representative Ilhan Omar, roiled in controversy, inks $250,000 book deal. $250,000 book deal. Yes, squam jackhole, she is the Energizer Bunny of socialism. You are correct. Far left freshman Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has been no stranger to controversy both before and after joining Congress. See, Omar, of Somali native, who colorfully describes herself as an intersectional feminist on her Twitter bio, came out earlier in 2012 under the Israeli-Hamas conflict saying things like, quote, Israel has hypnotized the world. My Allah, awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. Hashtag Gaza, hashtag Palestine, hashtag Israel. This is from the Daily Wire. As the Daily Wire Frank Camp noted, in October, Omar has since doubled down and defended the tweets by using wildly inflammatory rhetoric and other things, saying, talking about the apartheid and the Israeli regime, saying things like, drawing attention to the apartheid Israeli regime is far from hating Jews. You are a hateful, sad man. I pray to Allah that you get the help you need to find your happiness. She was attacking a person named John Gilmore, who said, does at Maroon 5 know that at Ilhan Imin is a proud Jew hater? And then and then that guy tagged a whole bunch of other people. Each of Omar's tweets in both November 2012 and May of 2018 came near an aftermath of mass rocket fires against Israeli citizens' targets. Instigating by the rules of authority in Gaza, Hamas, and the Sunni supremacist jihadist group that the United States, European Union, and Israeli alike formally designated as a terrorist group. So Ilhan Omar, a person who is a representative in our Congress, she's a representative of the people, comes out against Israel, not only comes out against Israel, but comes out in favor of the people that we have concluded are terrorist organizations. Just because she shares the same faith? No. Because she believes like they believe. She believes like they believe. Oh, Rocky, do you need the guitar strum? Is that what you need? Rocky, send me a message on Facebook. I got you. You need the guitar strum? I got you. Send me a Facebook message directly. You know me. You got me. So why am I passing these stories on? Why am I talking to you guys about this mess? Why is all of this going on? Why are we doing this? Because we have to point out the hypocrisy. If you don't point out the hypocrisy, not only on our side, but their side, not only on their side, but the world, not only in the world, but on every spectrum that you can find. When a person decides to contradict what they've stated is their beliefs, or what they know is the beliefs of the country and the people that they're supposed to represent, when they decide that they're going to contradict those things, you need to know about it. You need to set them apart. We need to divide the chaff from the hay so that we could bundle the hay together and save it after the harvest, and then we could burn the chaff in the fires of hell. And no, I don't mean actually burning these people. That would be terrible. What I'm talking about is we need to make sure that they understand that what they're doing is not going to work. These people have to understand that what they want is not what they're going to get. That what they have gotten previously is not what they're going to get in the future. We need to make sure that we stand up with the knowledge and the basis of what we know as truth. Not what we feel is true. What we know without a shadow of a doubt is truth in our hearts and in our minds. One of the best ways that we can do that is to make sure that we continually resource ourselves back in the foundations. The best way to know if something is a fake is to know the original so well that you can pinpoint something wrong with it in an instant. You don't figure out what's fake by hanging out with fakers. You figure out what's fake by knowing the real thing. And you know that's something you can feel. You can feel when you're in the real thing. You can feel when you're talking from truth, or when somebody else is talking from truth. And you know without a shadow of a doubt, if you know the truth and somebody else tells a lie, or somebody else spreads a rumor, you can spot it in an instant. How do we know this works? Because how do investigators who investigate fraudulent money, what do they do to make sure that they can catch a fake without a shadow of a doubt? They sit there for weeks looking over the real thing. Financial investigators, when they're trying to look at fake money and they're trying to find fake money, they pour themselves out looking over, investigating, looking at every minute detail of the dollar bills that they're trying to locate. So they know every detail, so they can pinpoint something that's off, just like that. Folks, this has been Defenders. Hope you enjoyed your time. It's been a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. Sorry about that. It's one of those days, but stay tuned. You have Watson Prunier over at Battle for Freedom next. Then after him, I think you might have some Rocky Stucci. Maybe not. Find the full lineup over at mojo50.com. Mojo50.com. Find everybody there. check them out. I know you do. I'm one of the last guys you listen to. I know you've listened to this stuff all day. Keep it going. Keep it up. Keep your heads held high. Arm yourselves, America. Keep ready for the fight. Good night.